Hello, I'm Staff Sergeant Arcularius. I'm with the United States Army Reserve Shooting Team. I've known that a lot of the sniper community doesn't use the same types of wind calls or wind charts that some of us with the shooting team use. I've seen that these cheats, as I like to call them, work a little better, a little faster, and are a little more easily understood, and I'd like to discuss that with you today. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about what it's going to take to put a shot reasonably in the center of an E-type silhouette target with M118 LR ammunition. And then we will talk about how to do that with M855 for your standard M16. What a lot of us use is a very basic wind rule. And how I remember it is 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10. What does that mean? At 300 meters, if I have a 10-mile-an-hour wind, or the velocity is 10 miles an hour, I need to put 2 minutes of angle of wind onto the gun or onto the sight to be able to have a center shot. So at 5, I need to put 4 minutes of angle. At 6, I need to put 5 minutes of angle. 8, 7 minutes of angle. 9, 8 minutes of angle. And 1,000, 10 minutes of angle. Well, you would note that I don't have 700 in here because primarily competitive shooters do not shoot from 700 meters. But it's real simple. Between 8 and 600 meters, I can look over here and know that 800 is 7 minutes of angle and 600 is 5 minutes of angle. I can brilliantly deduce that if I was at 7, it would be 6 minutes of angle. No worries there now, is it? This particular chart is extremely successful, especially back to the 1,000 meters. What do I mean? Competitively, we shoot at an 10 ring that is 20 inches round. Well, what most people may not realize is that a E-type silhouette is 19 3/4 inches wide. My 10 ring is 20 inches wide. Hey, that's only a ½ inch difference. And if I can shoot a 10 99.9% of the time with this rule, I stand to submit that I can hit an E-type with this same rule. Let's talk about how to utilize a slightly different rule with the M16A2 or the M16A4 or the M4. With that particular weapon system, we are using M855 ball. That weapon is primarily effective out to 500 meters, primarily. So what we're going to do is we're going to understand that if I'm at 100 meters, a 10-mile-an-hour wind will move me 1 minute of angle. If I'm at 2, it'll move me 2 minutes of angle. 3, 3 minutes of angle. 4, 4 minutes of angle. 5, 5 minutes of angle. So what I'll do with my hand is I will say, if I'm at 200 meters away, it's 2 minutes. I then look at the adjustment that my weapon system has, and I know that on an M16, my rear sight is graduated in ½ minutes of angle. So if I was at 300 meters and I had a 10-mile-an-hour wind, I know that it would require me to put 3 minutes of angle on the gun. Every click is worth a ½ minute of angle. I just simply do the math, put that amount of clicks onto the gun, and I should expect, with proper application of the fundamentals of marksmanship, a very reasonable center hit on an E-type silhouette. And that's pretty much all I have to add to this. For the most part, we just remember 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10. And that'll get me a hit 99.9% of the time. I am engaging an E-type silhouette with 118 LR in a 7.62 caliber rifle. And I remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes of angle for the M855 ball with a 10-mile-an-hour wind. Now, if I had a 5-mile-an-hour wind, I would cut that in half. If I had a 15-mile-an-hour wind, I'd add a half. If I had a 20-mile-an-hour wind, I would multiply that by 2. So by using a 10-mile-an-hour constant, it allows me to add or subtract depending on a 5, a 15, or multiply it by 2 for a 20-mile-an-hour wind. And for the most part, those are the velocities most of the time that we're going to be dealing with whenever we want to take a shot.